The Hollow Mansion. Chapter 1. Stranded in the storm. The rain had been falling for hours, swallowing the narrow mountain road until it looked more like a stream of ink than asphalt. Emily pressed her forehead against the cold glass, watching droplets race each other down the window. Beside her, Jake gripped the wheel tighter than he wanted her to notice. "This doesn't look right," Emily said softly. Jake forced a grin. "Relax. The GPS said this is the shortcut. Trust me, we'll make it." But the glowing bars on the screen had died 20 minutes ago. The trees outside were suffocatingly close, thick and endless, their black silhouettes stretching like bars on a cage. Then it happened. A violent bang from beneath the car jolted them both. Jake cursed, steering the car toward the side of the road until it rolled to a shaky stop. The headlights cut into the curtain of rain, revealing nothing but trees. Jake climbed out to check. Moments later, he returned, soaked and frowning. "Flat tire. And the spare's gone." "Don't ask me how." Emily's chest tightened. "So, what do we do now?" Jake pointed into the woods. "I saw a light. Looked like a house, maybe. We can't sit out here all night." Every instinct told her to stay put, but the thought of being left alone in the dark car while Jake disappeared was worse. She grabbed her jacket, pulled her bag close, and followed him into the trees. The forest floor was a swamp of mud. Branches clawed at their arms. The rain had softened to a mist, but the silence was worse than the storm. It was the kind of silence that made Emily want to whisper, afraid something would hear her if she spoke too loudly. Then the trees opened. Emily stopped dead, her breath caught in her throat. It wasn't a house. It was a mansion. Black spires stabbed at the stormy sky. Rows of windows glowed faintly with candlelight, though the glass was cracked with age. The whole place seemed wrong, as if it had been carved from the shadows themselves and forced into the shape of a home. "Jake," Emily whispered, "this doesn't feel." But Jake was already moving. "Come on. Whoever lives here has a phone." They climbed the wide stone steps, their shoes slipping on moss. The doors towered above them, heavy wood framed with iron. Jake knocked. The sound echoed too loudly, rolling back at them like thunder. For a long, breathless moment, nothing. Then the doors groaned open on their own. The entrance hall yawned before them, vast and hollow, lit only by a swaying chandelier whose crystals threw fractured light across the marble floor. Their shadows rippled unnaturally in the reflections. Emily shivered. "Jake, this place looks abandoned." A voice came from the far end of the hall. "You're late." Her blood froze. An old man stood in the shadows, his long coat brushing the floor. His face was indistinct in the half-light, blurred as though the darkness itself clung to him. Jake forced his voice steady. "Sir, we're sorry to intrude. Our car broke down. We just need to use a phone." The man tilted his head, slow and deliberate. "A phone? Yes, of course. Come in. Guests should never wait outside." Before they could answer, the doors slammed shut behind them with a boom that rattled the walls. Emily jumped, her heart hammering. Jake gave her a shaky smile. "Just the wind." The old man's voice drifted across the hall again, low and strange. "Dinner will be served soon. Make yourselves comfortable." Then, without another word, he turned and melted into the shadows, leaving the vast chamber silent once more. Emily clutched Jake's arm. "Jake, I don't like this." He squeezed her hand. "We'll just find the phone and leave." But as they moved deeper into the mansion, the portraits on the walls seemed to follow them. Eyes alive with malice. The air smelled faintly metallic, sharp like rust, or blood. When they reached the dining hall, Emily stopped breathing. The long table was set for a feast, though a thick layer of dust coated everything. Plates, silverware, and goblets filled with a dark red liquid sat untouched. Candles flickered in their holders, though no one had lit them. At the head of the table stood a tall, high-backed chair, shrouded in shadow. And then she saw it. In the corner, crouched low, was a figure. Pale, starved, skin stretched tight over bone. Its mouth curled into a grin too wide, teeth jagged and gleaming. Emily stumbled back, clutching Jake's arm. But when he turned to look, the corner was empty. "You're imagining things," Jake whispered, though his voice trembled. "No," Emily hissed. "I saw it." The chandelier above them flickered violently. The candles bent, flames bowing as though something invisible had exhaled. And slowly, With a long, scraping sound, the high-backed chair at the head of the table pulled backward, as if someone unseen had just taken their seat. Jake grabbed Emily's hand. "We're leaving now." They spun around, only to find the hallway had changed. Where there had been doors and portraits, there was now only one endless corridor, stretching into pitch black. No windows, no exit, just the echo of their own footsteps. Except, it wasn't just their footsteps. Something else was running beside them, unseen, its pace perfectly matched with theirs. Emily screamed, and from the darkness, the old man's voice whispered, everywhere at once. "You're right on time."